We all know what happens when a narcissist's ego gets injured and they think the source of that injury is you. Probably it's something that you have said or done to trigger their shame. That is how they perceive it. But what if the source of that injury is not you or any other person in the immediate family or the group they know? What if the source is them getting fired at their job or falling ill or losing something, maybe image that used to validate their grandiosity and entitlement? How do they treat you in this scenario and how does that impact you? Let's find out in today's episode. Hi, I am Danish, a narcissistic abuse recovery professional. Welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for tuning in. Today we are going to talk about something really interesting: the sad, wounded, injured narcissist. If that sounds interesting enough, please make sure to subscribe before we begin, because your subscription helps in spreading awareness about narcissistic abuse. A wounded or an injured animal becomes extremely dangerous to be around. Why? Because they tend to snap more, they bite, they become really aggressive because they are in pain. And this may be your own pet. You may have had that dog for 20 years and accidentally you step on its foot and now it chases you to bite you because it's filled with anger. And they show totally irrational behavior. That nice puppy cuddly side is gone and you see that aggressive wolf. The same happens in a narcissist's case. They are quite primitive in their behavior and how they deal with the world. So they become that reptilian side, that reptilian version of themselves when they feel extremely vulnerable and attacked. For a narcissist's false ego to survive and thrive, they have to have some things in order and in place, one of which is their image. They have to be seen a certain way. Then they have to get validation, admiration, adulation from others. And then after that, they have to have some kind of recognition in the group they associate themselves with. These are really vital to them. If any of these pillars is destroyed, their entire personality starts shaking. That is what I mean by the injury or the vulnerability. No matter what the source of this injury is, they punish you for it because deep down they believe you caused it one or the other way. There is no explanation for it. It all sounds crazy, but their paranoia tells them you must have done something. You were praying all along for their destruction and here it is, so I will now punish you. They abuse you left, right and center when struggling. They bite you in all ways possible and imaginable. You are bleeding and at the same time you are filled with guilt because they are so convincing. You will try to help. That is the impact. When they are injured and you can see them struggling, they have been diagnosed with a terminal condition, maybe they have been fired from their job, or they are not recognized in their society anymore as a prestigious person or whatever, you will be sympathetic. You will try to fix their situation. Ironically, they will push you back. They will be cold towards you. They will talk negatively to you. They will want you to help them, but at the same time, they'll be entitled about getting that help from you. They will treat you like trash. They will demolish you. They will openly say, see, this is what happened. You wanted it all the time. Now be happy because finally I am down. I am falling apart. How do I know this? Well, this is my life story that I'm sharing with you. My father used to act quite wildly every single time something bad would happen to him or to his health. He would treat his wife, covert narcissistic mother, like trash and be aggressive, physically abuse us children, me and my other sibling, for no fault of ours. We wouldn't know. He would isolate himself and wouldn't want to eat for days, but at the same time be really cranky about everything as if we did it. He would give us silent treatment, stonewall, and act like, oh, as if somebody did it intentionally without taking full responsibility for his action, without asking, is there something that I did for that to happen? Probably I need to look at my behavior. The deflection, the projection is delusional. And they believe it. It's not like they lie to themselves. They believe that it was done by you. It was done by someone else. And that is all done to run from the shame that comes from acceptance. One particular experience that I remember right now is my father getting sick after eating something bad. This infection was really bad because he went to the doctors, was on antibiotics, it was not getting better. So a couple of weeks went on, that craziness came out even more. Initially, he had already started to abandon us, give us that passive aggression, particularly to his wife, who would then fawn to him, try to appease him, try to make things better, try to feed him well, but nothing worked. He rejected everything because he was entitled, and deep down, secretly, he believed it was done by her to him. How? Because she prayed to God for that to happen. But he hardly ever considered that maybe, yes, he deserved it since he is an aggressive monster. Anyways, so one day he had to go to visit the doctor. Mother wanted to go with him, but he was like, no, I don't want to be around you. I don't want you to come with me. Then she forced me to go with him. I was sandwiched. So during the commute, he tells me, are you happy now? You and your mother should be really happy, celebrating. Go shopping, do something really grand and big, because see, now I am falling apart. Your mission is accomplished. You have done it. And there was this smirk on his face. I was at that time so terrified. I didn't know what to say because I was not feeling that way. I was feeling frustrated. Like, why was I pushed into all of this? I didn't want to be here with you. Go do it yourself, because he was never there for me. So that confirmed the paranoia. Right in that moment, I thought he's crazy, because who thinks that way? It is an infection. How is it possible that we caused it? You ate something bad outside. You did it to yourself, and now the blame lies on us. Did not make sense at all. But this is to say that when they are injured, they don't even truly consider where that injury comes from, why it is there, the real nature of the problem. They are so badly twisted that they gaslight themselves and they say things that do not make any sense, that are irrelevant, and that are purely against the evidence. They blame things on you, they punish you. And when you are stuck in this situation, what do? Out of your empathy, as I was explaining earlier, you try to heal them, you try to make their situation better, and they take it out on you, which is not what should happen. If you are dealing with a narcissist, and if you have to experience something like this, here's my suggestion, and this is what I applied to myself later. If the narcissist experiences some kind of downfall, and if they're injured from something beyond your control, ignore them. They are unpredictably predictable. You know how the pattern is going to go. Just give them food, do whatever you can, but offer them your absence most of the time. It is a fire that was not lit by you, so why burn yourself? No matter what you do, they are going to think you are the cause of the problem. And the crazy thing is, the more you try to fix their situation, the more it serves as proof to them. See, this is why she or he is now trying to make it better, because they destroyed it in the first place. Come on, you can be better. But no, the narcissist has to shape their world in a way that they become the victim of the circumstances, and they live in that victimhood. That victimhood comes out as aggression. They're not compliant. They do not show any obedience in a good way. They're not open to help, even though they want it, and they will punish you for not giving it to them. But they will corner you. They will give you a very hard time. The same thing is applicable to ailing, old narcissistic parents. You may be the only caretaker by their side 24/7. They're hospitalized and they need medical attention continuously. Who is spending that time burning the sleep of their nights? Who is that person? You. And what do you get back? Your brother, your sister is way better than you. You are a shame. I should have never had you. It was a mistake. And all these things. Who says that? I know this because so many people like you have told me, shared with me horrible experiences that broke my heart and filled me with rage at the same time. Like the audacity. Why would you do that to the person who is there for you continuously? And then they're also told, I know why you're doing it. You're doing it for the inheritance. Mark my words, you're not going to get it. This is how rotten they are deep within. So, and this is what they look like when they are sick, when they are wounded and injured. They completely forget they are a human being and become the reptilian version of themselves, make everything a mess, give you a difficult time, and make circumstances such that you accept the blame for what you also don't know. But it seems like you have done it. So naturally, you're programmed to fix the situation and they push you back and then you try back. It's a very, very nauseating, disgusting, and at the same time, exhausting situation to be involved in. I know it. I have been there. So that was it for today's episode. That was about the injured, sick, wounded narcissist. If you were able to relate with my experiences, let me know in the comments. Let's bring this episode to an end. Thank you so much for tuning in and staying with me. I will talk to you in the next one. Until then, as always, let the healing begin and continue.